Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy FlySamurai here, back with a brand new video. And today I'm going to be talking about Jujutsu Kaisen. Now, specifically with Jujutsu Kaisen, I'm going to be talking about its aesthetic. Now, what do I mean by aesthetic? Aesthetic is the philosophy of beauty and art. In the context of Jujutsu Kaisen, I'm basically going to be talking about the different elements I feel like makes the story have such a good aesthetic. The story starts you off while following a young teenage boy named Yuji Itadori, who at first glance looks like your average high school student, but has above average physical capabilities. During school hours and after school hours, Yuji finds himself in an occult club with his friends. In the occult club, him and his friends search for haunted and cursed objects. Long story short, Yuji and his friends come across one of the most dangerous cursed objects in the story. This then puts all of their lives in jeopardy, which then forces Yuji, the protagonist, to save him and his friends. This is the beginning of our main character Yuji Itadori being pushed into a world that he had no clue of. A world that was right in front of his face. Now, one of my favorite things about Jujutsu Kaisen is the unique cast of characters the story brings. Each character has their own unique abilities. How they have these abilities is through cursed energy. Cursed energy is one of the most prominent things in Jujutsu Kaisen. It is basically the energy that they hone in on or use to have cursed abilities. One of the things I love about these cursed abilities is that I feel like these characters' personality is really intertwined within their abilities. I really feel like the abilities really bring out the characters themselves. In the shonen genre, like what Jujutsu Kaisen is, I really feel like it's super important to have a good power system. Power systems, I feel like, should work hand in hand with characters' abilities. So from watching Jujutsu Kaisen for the first time, I was really pleased to see this being fulfilled so well in the story. Also, one of the things I really love about Jujutsu Kaisen is the character design. One thing that I feel like goes so well with the character design is the simple yet unique uniforms and clothing that the characters wear. I feel like the simplicity of the uniforms and outfits really goes well with the aesthetic that Jujutsu Kaisen brings to the table. I really love how well Mappa Studios brought out the aesthetic of Jujutsu Kaisen. I feel like I wouldn't be talking about Jujutsu Kaisen if it wasn't for Mappa Studios doing such a very good job on the anime itself. I started watching the anime before I read the manga, so when I went and read the manga for the first time, it was really cool to see that they were able to really bring out the contrast and the color and the whole aesthetic and vibe that the manga goes for. I mean, I feel like Mappa Studios really brought out the true aesthetic and the true vibe of Jujutsu Kaisen. This now brings me to talk about the beautiful yet powerful scenery and setting of Jujutsu Kaisen. I really love how Tokyo plays such a prominent role on the story. It really brings out the atmosphere and the vibe of the story during a particular moment. I mean, the scenery is set up so well with the story. I mean, as I'm watching the anime or as I'm reading the manga, I really feel engulfed and indulged and really fully engaged within the story. I mean, there have been so many times where the scenery and the setting of the story really played a prominent role on if I was going to continue an anime or if I was going to discontinue it. Or even a manga. Like, I'll be reading a manga or I'm watching an anime and the scenery is just doesn't go well with the story, in my opinion. I just completely stopped watching it. So when I saw how well Jujutsu Kaisen does the atmosphere, the scenery, and the setting with the story, it really kept me going with the story. It really keeps me watching the anime and it keeps me reading the manga to see what's going to happen next. Now, last but not least, I want to talk about the music while you're watching the anime. I really feel like the music is very important in all animes. I feel like when you're watching the anime and hearing some really good atmospheric music in the background in certain scenes really brings out the purpose of the story. And it has really been just as important as scenery and setting when it comes to me choosing if I'm going to continue an anime or if I'm going to discontinue it. The music does so well in Jujutsu Kaisen. I mean, I was so pleased to see it do so well, especially during certain fight scenes of Jujutsu Kaisen. For those of you who are watching the anime right now, during the Goodwill arc, I feel like the music played in certain fight scenes are really well done, especially in particular moments where the characters are using their special abilities. I really feel like the music really brings out their abilities, the characteristics of their abilities, and the characteristics of the characters themselves. Well, that has been it for today's video. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Also, put in the comment section below what other animes you want me to talk about or any manga you want me to talk about. This has been your boy FlySamurai. Have a great rest of your day and peace.